Do you know what this Saturday is? It's Pokemon Day. On February 27th, we will be celebrating the incredible world of Pokemon. In fact, this celebration seems to be lasting the entire year because it's the 25th anniversary of the franchise. And so, to join in the celebrations, I thought, why not take a look at a Pokemon that I feel can be an inspiration to us all. And it truly embodies, well, perseverance and determination. And of course, I'm talking about the one, the only, Magikarp. Don't worry friends, I haven't lost my mind. Throughout this video, I hope to change your minds on this otherwise typically deemed useless Pokemon and share some insight to its real-world animal equivalent, at least in my opinion. And in this episode, I am not going to be alone. I'm joined by my friend ChoppA, who has done something rather fantastic with cake. Oh, I can't wait for you guys to see what he has created for this celebration. So you ready? Join the safari and let's get started. Magikarp is a fish Pokemon that was first introduced in Generation 1 back in Kanto. Now what I find particularly brutal is, according to the Pokemon website, it says that Magikarp is virtually worthless in terms of both power and speed. It is the most weak and pathetic Pokemon in the world. Whew, brutal? Come on guys, cut them a little slack. Especially since they have such a strong immune system that they can survive in polluted waters. That's pretty cool, that must count for something. One of the reasons why I love having this channel is because I too get to learn new things. And one thing that certainly surprised me about Magikarp, and I feel rather embarrassed I didn't notice this before, was that Magikarp actually is sexually dimorphic. Male Magikarp have yellow whiskers, whereas females have white. And it's these maxillary barbels which we're gonna dive a little deeper into later on. Now Magikarp can only use 3 moves: Splash, Tackle, and Flail. It's a bit windy and that's the cat flap. Now, my fondest memory of Magikarp comes from the days of playing Pokemon Red and Blue on my Game Boy. Do you remember on Route 4 there was a particular salesman that said, "Have I got a deal for you?" And often that deal was not quite a deal, but rather 500 Pokedollars for Magikarp? Yeah, I must admit I was a sucker for it and I did pay. Yeah. But hey, we all know what Magikarp turns into, so it was kind of a happily ever after. What I find kind of amusing though is that after you buy it, he says he doesn't accept refunds, which is quite sad because Magikarp's a Pokemon too. He needs a loving home and trainer. He deserves a chance. As for the salesman, he did in fact make a couple appearances in the anime, debuting in the episode Battle Aboard the St. Anne, in which he sells a Magikarp to James of Team Rocket. Speaking of the anime, in a newer episode, we saw a Magikarp high jumping contest. Yep, you heard that sentence right. But alas, it turns out Magikarp are good at jumping, or at least good enough to have a contest for it. It simply involves a Magikarp using Splash to leap into the air. And after the Magikarp lands, they measure to see how high the Magikarp got. But it seems rather odd, doesn't it? To have a rather useless looking fish be good at leaping. But why is that? Well, you'll just have to watch to find out, because next we're gonna look at the real life animal equivalent of a Magikarp. Magikarp's name in Japanese is Koi King, and, well, in the English version, it sounds very similar to a carp. So, surprise, we're gonna look into the carp family of fishes. Which isn't quite saying something though, because the carp family of fishes is the largest family among fish species, with over 3,000 species in existence today. And you know how Magikarp can survive in polluted waters? Well, it turns out that many species of carp are hardy freshwater fishes, which are also capable of adapting to various environmental conditions. Koi fish are actually a part of the carp family. Now, koi themselves come in a variety of beautiful different colors. And no matter how colorful they all descended from the common, solid, black carp. When China invaded Japan around 200 BC, they brought the black carp with them and introduced them to Japan. Rice farmers in Japan kept koi fish as a food source, and they could be found in the country's rice paddies. And when these farmers started to notice the color mutations that were happening because of crossbreeding, they started to be very selective in breeding the koi for themselves to try to bring out more of the colorful side of the carp. So we see both Magikarp and koi have maxillary barbels. But what exactly are they? And are they just there to look cool? Because they certainly do that. It's funny enough that we call them whiskers as well as barbels because they're very similar to that sensory organ, whiskers, in mammals. However, for the fish, the barbels are more used for the sense of taste. They actually use these taste bud covered organs to search for food in murky waters, which goes quite well with Magikarp being able to survive in polluted waters. That way they can still find food with their cool little barbel whiskers. However, koi fish actually have 4 barbels, 2 on each side. And while the top ones appear shorter than the ones on the bottom, they all have that same purpose, to sense out and taste food without actually ingesting it, in case they're in polluted waters and don't want to ingest the wrong thing. It's quite a nifty superpower to have. I mentioned in the beginning that Magikarp truly does have the essence of perseverance and determination. Yes, they seem a bit silly, however, they do evolve eventually into the water and flying type Pokemon known as Gyarados, which actually to be kind of resembles a dragon. In fact, Gyarados does know some dragon type moves. They even can mega evolve. However, there's a Chinese myth from the late Han Dynasty that tells the tale of carps leaping over the rapids of the Yellow River, and they are rewarded with their leaps by being transformed into dragons. This same myth eventually made its way over to Japan. This actually led to the phrase Koi no Taki no Bori, which translates to koi climbing the rapids. It's a great story, isn't it? These carp fish or koi fish jumping and leaping and keep trying to achieve these heights. And when they do, they'll be transformed into dragons. Aren't we all a little carpy? Striving to work hard to keep challenging and pushing ourselves. And eventually, when we get there, we will be evolved into a dragon. Hey, it sounded better in my head. But anyways, it's something to look forward to continue to challenge ourselves to grow and become even better. So speaking of a challenge, I challenged my friend ChoppA from the channel CakesbyChoppA to make a Magikarp cake. Hey ChoppA, how's it getting on?
G'day Shelby, thank you so much for requesting the cake. I really appreciate you choosing Magikarp. He was so much fun to make and it was a little bit different, and modeling chocolate is just mwah. So thank you.
Oh, ChoppA, that looks fantastic. Oh my goodness, that is so cool. Oh, I can't wait to see how you made it. To check out that video on how ChoppA made this fantastic cake and how you can do it at home as well, check out the links in the description below. But now, ChoppA, I need to ask, since we're celebrating 25 years of Pokemon, who's your favorite Pokemon?
Has to be Squirtle, hands down. He's my absolute favorite. If you saw my Pokemon Go, you'd see I've just got pages and pages and pages of him. I've never once turned a Squirtle into candy. Fun fact.
Oh, I feel the same way about Ninetales, ChoppA. I can't send any Ninetales or Vulpix for that matter to the Pokemon professor to be turned into candy. I can't do it. So yeah, I have way too many as well. I also want to know, ChoppA, what other Pokemon cakes have you made?
I've made a Diglett and I've made Pikachu, but Pikachu looks pretty bad, so we won't talk about him.
Nonsense, ChoppA. Pikachu looked amazing. But now for the question I've been waiting for. What Pokemon would you like to have help you out in your kitchen? Because you make some fantastic cakes. Surely you need some help every so often. So who would you choose?
Ooh, Squirtle for sure. He'd help me wash my hands. Charmander could possibly help me cook them. And I'd like Jigglypuff. Jigglypuff's just cute. Like, who doesn't want that around you? Anyway, thank you so much for having me on your channel. I love your work. Can't wait to work with you again. You better start thinking of a new Pokemon cake to request. All right, thank you so much. Bye, guys.
Thanks so much, ChoppA, for joining us today and creating an incredible cake to celebrate the 25 years of Pokemon. I encourage you guys, if you haven't already, do check out ChoppA's channel. I'll put the links to it up here so you can see what other Pokemon cakes he has created, including that cute Diglett one, as well as the other impressive range of cakes from pop culture fandoms. If you like this video and like Pokemon, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to share with your Poke friends as well. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.